Hello YouTube, this is LGZ0724, and yes, this is my classic Donkey Kong t-shirt. Marvel at its glory. Look at that, that is amazing. Anyway, this is a review of the Fahrenheit 451 Authorized Adaptation by Tim Hamilton graphic novel, right here. Before I get into this, I would like to just let you in on two books I got at the used bookstore. About, I guess you could call it near my house, I don't know. But I got these two books at the used bookstore, so I just go in and check, and this is what I got. The first one, I've read this book's counterpart. It's called The Regulators. By knowing that, you probably know what this book is. I didn't particularly like The Regulators, but I've heard the plot line of this book is significantly better. It sounds more interesting. It's Desperation by Stephen King. Creepy cover on it, yes. Then, second book I got is, it's a classic, I know that much. And I'd also seen the review for it by Big Boy Reviews. Shout out to you and Mr. Wadboy94. And it is Anthem by Anne Rand, I guess you would say. Anne Rand. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anthem. Really, once I finish this, I do want to read Atlas Shrugged. Sounds interesting. Anyway, those are the two books I got at the used bookstore. Great deal. And here's the review. Fahrenheit 451, Authorized Adaptation graphic novel. I found this graphic novel, it just came out of nowhere, out of sight, and it surprised me. Because what happened was, I was walking through my school's library, just glancing at the books on the shelves, and I noticed this, and I was taken aback. And I remembered reading the novel Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I remembered reading the novel a year ago. I read it. I really loved that novel. So when I saw this, I was thinking, interesting. Let's see how it looks in a comic book format. So I snagged it, checked it out, read it in about one day, because it's only 149 pages, and graphic novels naturally are read pretty quick because, I mean, they're pictures and not that much text. But all in all, just after reading this, I have to say this followed the book really, really well. I just can't believe Tim Hamilton, who drew all this. I'm surprised at how accurately he wrote the storyline, how he drew it. This follows the story really, really well. And what Fahrenheit 451 is about, if you do not know, is about a fireman named Guy Montag. And this is far into the future. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's way in the future. It's a guy named Guy Montag. He's a fireman. But in this dismal future, the firemen don't put out the fires, but they start them. And in this future, books are illegal. So these firemen, if they find out a person is hiding books in their houses, they go to the person's house, they find the books, rip them out, throw them on the ground, pour kerosene on them, and set the freaking house on fire. Sometimes the person inside, if they refuse to come out, well, they're part of the kindling. Yeah, it's really kind of gruesome, a gruesome future. It follows this guy named Guy Montag. He meets a neighbor named Clarice McClellan. And she's the sort of girl who just goes out, explores, really thinks about why things are what they are. And in this future, people aren't observant. I mean, they're very one-dimensional. They have tunnel vision. They don't see around them. They don't marvel at like the sunrise in the morning or the sunset at night. They don't just look at flowers and animals. These people of the future just are too busy. I mean, it even says they drive in cars that are so fast they can't even like see the grass or anything around them. So if you were to show them a picture of grass or flowers or something, they wouldn't know what that is. But if you were to show them, say, a green blur, a picture of a green blur, they'd be like, oh yeah, that's grass, because they're used to seeing it from in a fast car. And they even say like the billboards in this future are like 100 feet long, because people are driving so fast, they gotta stretch out the billboards to make the advertising last. And they even have these like TVs that cover your entire wall, and some like the Montags, his wife really wants this one TV, covers like all 4 walls. It's crazy. So yeah, these people are so materialistic. They just don't they just don't enjoy the things around them, the stuff that God gave them, you know. It's a sad, dismal future. And it's just about this guy named Guy Montag. He and his fireman squad, they go to this one lady's house. Guy sneaks a copy of a book from the house. And if you're a fireman, you're allowed, if you take a book, which is against the rules, but if you do take a book, the fireman's team will give you 24 hours to return it, and then they'll burn it, or else you're, I guess, going to be severely reprimanded. Guy returns a fake copy of the book, and guess what the book is? It is the Bible. And it's like the last copy in the world, or something like that. So, Guy ends up going to this one guy, forget his name, Faber, F-A-B-E-R, Faber. He's this old guy. He also knows a thing or two about books, and they're just talking about, oh, what should I do? Eventually, Guy has to run away as a refugee because the fireman squad and all of them know that he is the book and he's on the run. So at that point in the story, it actually kind of takes on the tone of the hurried, sort of suspenseful tone of Stephen King's The Running Man. It seems like that in a way. So, very interesting book. I don't want to spoil any more, but that is the general plot line. I would have to say, if you have not read Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, the novel, the written novel, if you've not read the novel, I suggest you read that first, and then you read this graphic novel. This is a good companion to the novel, but I would say read the novel first. And this graphic novel, as I said, does follow the book very well. I was personally surprised by how accurately he showed all the events in the book. I thought for sure he would condense it way more, but all the major events are there. I didn't really spot anything different. And the artwork, I hope you can see, I don't know if you can see this, but the artwork is like very, what's the word? It's very, I guess you'd say dark. Oh, that's a good one, the fire. It's very, the artwork is dark, gritty, kind of, just like it gives you kind of like a morbid, gritty feeling, if you know what I'm saying. But that does describe the general atmosphere of the book very well. So the artwork does capture the emotions from the novel. So Tim Hamilton, who illustrated this, drew all the drawings. Thank you very much. You did a great job. I'd have to give this graphic novel, I have to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Very good, very good. That's all I can really say. So, yeah, check it out. If you like the novel, you're pretty much sure to like the book, so thank you very much.